Hey Marquez, you know what would be cool? If everything here became Legos.
Well, Zach, we don't have money for that, so no. Hey, what's up guys? This is Two Awesome Men, and we just got done seeing the Lego Batman movie, which is directed by Chris McKay.
And it is a spin-off of the 2014 Lego movie, which was an unexpected success. And just like the Lego movie, this one has a star-studded cast as well.
Yeah, and just to name off a few of the actors, you have Will Arnett, Michael Cera, Zach Galifianakis, and Rosario Dawson.
And guys, let me just say, if you're a DC fan, then you're gonna have a massive nerdgasm while watching this movie, I swear.
Now, obviously, while I didn't like this movie nearly as much as the first Lego movie, I had a lot of fun with this movie. I really did enjoy it. But there was quite a bit of good aspects that I did enjoy with this movie, and the main one being how they went about the story. It's a very interesting route.
One of the big things I did like about this movie was the story. I didn't necessarily like the delivery of the story, but I did like the actual story itself.
And what's interesting about the story is, you know, it goes into the stories of Batman and Robin, and Batman and the Joker. And so in this movie, Bruce Wayne, you know, Batman, he adopts Robin. And I don't want to go into too much detail about everything because there's a lot of stuff that happens in this that doesn't really show what happens in the trailer. So the main thing I'll say is that Joker really wants to have some sort of relationship with Batman, like a relationship kind of with Batman.
A hero-villain relationship.
Yeah, but he wants to feel like he's Batman's greatest villain, but Batman won't ever do that. You know, he doesn't want to have any type of relationship at all with him or anybody. And so the movie is the Joker trying to get back at Batman for not having this same hatred as the Joker does towards him.
The way they did the character of Batman in this movie is pretty cool because even though it was like a kid's movie and it's Legos obviously, they actually went to the actual characterization of Batman that's in the actual comics. The way he sticks to himself, he doesn't like to venture out with anybody else. He likes to work alone pretty much. He doesn't like to have relationships with anybody. He likes to just be by himself. They sort of brought that out in this movie in a kid-friendly way, but it was still there, and I liked how they did it.
One really fun aspect out of this movie that I just loved was its sense of humor towards DC. And it made fun of DC quite a bit, including Batman itself, and it goes back into past about the Adam West Batman, and it just goes through the Batman and just talks about it and makes fun of it so well, and it even adds a few Suicide Squad jokes in there as well. I don't want to go as far as to say this movie is hilarious, but I want to say that there were quite a bit of jokes. They actually hit okay, you know, including one about, you know, male genitalia, but but this the comedy is actually one of my weaker issues about this movie, one of my weaker points about this movie, and I felt like a lot of the comedy didn't hit very well. Some of it did, like I was saying a while ago, but a lot of it kind of just fell flat. It was kind of just weird, you know. And the thing about this comedy is, this movie is a good example of it, is that you can tell jokes are sometimes supposed to be funny, and like you watch them, you're like, hey, that could be a funny joke, but you have people, they don't really know how to deliver them that well. Like Will Arnett, I like Will Arnett, and he usually knows how to deliver jokes really well in movies and TV shows, what I've seen him in the past. But whenever I see him as Lego Batman, and including in the other Lego movie, his character as Batman, it didn't really seem like him as Batman were able to deliver the jokes properly.
To add on to that, in the Lego movie, Batman was honestly one of my least favorite characters. While I did like this movie, I did feel like a lot of the jokes, especially compared to the first Lego movie, they just didn't hit the same level as the first one. A lot of the jokes, like you said, fell flat. For the most part, most of the cast I didn't mind, but some of the characters, especially Zach Galifianakis, I didn't feel like they were really cast right for their character. I mean, of course, it's a kids movie, so it's not like, you know, that big of a deal, but I just feel like they could have cast other people for some of these roles.
Probably my biggest issue with this movie was I felt like it was really jumbled together, the characters. Because in the first one, you know, the Lego movie, you had a whole bunch of characters, but they focused on a certain few. You know, and the other ones were just like side characters, like, oh, that's pretty cool, and they would say, like, they would spit out a joke here and there, but they only focused on a few characters. This one, I felt like they wanted to put the spotlight on too many characters. You had so many characters, and I felt like back in the day, whenever you and me used to make movies, and we used to like just pick up all the toys that we could find and we make movies, and we'd have to make sure that we put a spotlight on every single one of those characters, and it all get jumbled together. That's kind of what I felt like this movie was.
And granted, we were like 8 years old. But so.
And so I felt like that's what it was they just kept on. They just wanted. They're like, oh, this is a character. Someone's gonna know this character. Someone's gonna know this character. But they didn't get the true art of knowing which characters to focus on, like the first one did. And another issue that I have with this, which it's hard to say that it's an issue because all animated movies do this, is they throw in this random pop song that's just like out of nowhere. Everybody starts dancing to it, and I can't really put that against this movie because, as I said, a lot of people do this. One thing I didn't like about this movie is in Lego Movie you had Everything Is Awesome, but this movie had this weird song, and it played throughout the whole movie. It was the very end, and you could tell it was its own Everything Is Awesome song, and I didn't really like it that much. So overall, I did enjoy this movie quite a bit. It was really fun. I just had those few issues with it, and they were pretty big issues to me. So I'm going to go ahead and give the Lego Batman movie a B.
While I did like this story and I liked the characters that they had in it, I just feel like the delivery wasn't solid. I felt like some of the jokes just fell flat, and some were even sort of borderline cringeworthy. Although some of them did make me laugh. So I'm going to give the Lego Batman movie a B-.
Well, guys, it's the end of our review for the Lego Batman movie. Let us know in the comments what you thought about the movie once you see it, and also let us know what you thought about this video. Also, if you look down at the bottom, the little subscribe button, press that crap.
And don't forget to follow us on social media. We have a Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at 2awesomemen.
As always, thank you so much for watching this review, and you will see us later.